Guten Tag and welcome back to Der Club. We've played a few matches since you've left. I haven't made it all the way to the end of the season, but we need to put up a video today, so we've kind of got to a good stopping point. We'll show today's video, and then I have kind of a more manageable chunk to get through tomorrow. So we are going to play, let's see, we're going to play BMG tonight. BMG is currently one spot in front of us. We are in, I think, 7th, and they are in 6th at the moment. We have dropped back a little bit. Let's go ahead and look and see how we got there and what we've got to look forward to. All right, here's the league table there. So you can see us in 7th. BMG is in 6th place. We both have 40 points. They just have us on goal differential. We do actually have more wins than them, but that doesn't matter apparently for Bundesliga, just goal differential. So we can look at kind of our last form there. Oops, there we go. And you can see we won away to Hoffenheim. We drew against Leverkusen. We had a 2-1 loss against Bayern and a 1-1 draw against Hamburg. 3-1 away to Dresden. Let's see. What was the last one we actually saw? Whoops, that's roster. RBL. Excuse me. So we saw the RBL. So since then, a draw, a loss, a draw, and a win. So the Hamburg one is a little bit disappointing. They were one spot behind us. I thought we should beat them, but again, they're one team behind us, within a point or two of us at the time. So draw is fair. It was at home though. You'd think that extra advantage would have been enough. Bayern, we didn't expect to win. 2-1 match. Tommy Gordon got the goal. Fair enough. Leverkusen, they were like 2nd or 3rd in the league at the time. 1-1 draw. We'll take that all day long. Oh, excuse me, against them. Not doing so well. And then Hoffenheim, a team that's a few spots back from us. We should beat them. I think they were 9th going into this, so 2 spots behind us. And we got the win, 3-1. Juan Jose Vega, Choi Kyung-rak got a brace. He was a hero. We switched our formation a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. We've gone to this. Initially because I was trying to get Gordon, Bosa, and Kappa all on the field at the same time. And I noticed that Gordon can play attacking left and Bosa can play attacking right. And then we put Kappa at striker, but we just didn't do very well. We didn't do well at all. So we were down 1-0. I decided we would swap out Kappa so that we could slide Gordon up into the center. And Choi can play right, left, or center. He can play any of those attacking midfielder spots or midfield spots for that matter. So he clearly doesn't have the speed the others do, but he does have some pretty good skills, including a crossing of 13. So, and he can finish, and he's got decent composure. His concentration's a little low, but you know what? Putting him back in, everything's up except agility. So I think we're doing pretty well there for the old man. He's 32, and yet we've got all of his skills going up, physical, mental, and technical, which is frankly just amazing. I thought we were going to bring him in. He was going to play a couple games. He was going to wear out, which is good because we do have him under contract for a while. I couldn't get a super short-term contract for him, so we're going to have him for a couple more years. But I figure we could always drop him back to midfield. And even attacking midfield center, we don't necessarily need a lot of speed if those start to drop off. But so far, 12 and 11. His natural fitness is only 13, but they're respectable enough for the moment. They'll get the job done, especially with good crossing and dribbling. So, although dribbling, when I say good, we're being a little generous with that. I mean, it's up to a 10 now, but finishing, first touch are all great vision. All this is good. So, it is what it is. Anyway, he came in. Tommy Gordon got 3 assists, and the last 2 of them happened to be Choi. So, what ended up happening was Gordon ended up going down the side, so Choi cut in. Beautiful cross in. Choi is there with the finish with that 15 finishing, and we'll take it. So that's essentially the only change. Right now, like I say, BMG is that 1 point ahead of us, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that match and see if we can potentially leapfrog them and continue on with our season. I think we've got 9 games left. We've got about 30 million left in the bank. So we're in a pretty good spot. If we were to finish 7th, I think we'd make like 62 million at the end of the season. So if we can get out of the season with say 20 million left, which would be great, we build 62. We don't have any huge needs at the moment. I think we've got a team that consistently can be mid-table, maybe a little bit better. Maybe we pick up one more. Well, if we were to stay, which we're not going to, we could pick up, say, one more, say, $10 to $12 million player here to plug in somewhere, and we'd be that much better. And then maybe another player, you know, in the winter, and kind of do it that way, kind of one player at a time rather than this wholesale turnover that we've seen up to this point. But I think this is the longest we've been at. Well, I don't know. We were at Spezia for maybe 4 seasons too. But I think this is the most settled we've managed to get a team. We've got a solid core here. Now it's a matter of just kind of fine-tuning some pieces. So anyway, let's see. Nurnberg under 19s managed a draw. That was their star player. We didn't have any. We had one decent player, Johannes Pfaffenstiel. 17-year-old. Physicals look okay. Looks like he plays out defensive winger, right or left, which is great. Maybe we could work on his foot, work on his left foot there, maybe make that a little bit stronger. Good speed, 15 and 14. That's clearly what he's playing with out there on the wing at the moment, because his crossing is 6 and his finishing is 2. Hopefully these start to come up, but you know, he's got a potential of 2.5 stars, so he may just be a one-dimensional speed merchant essentially for that level. Suarez is out because he's suspended. He ran into his yellow card limit, so we've got Zeikert and Vega for our front 2 midfielders, Gennaro back here. We'll see how Zeikert does at this position. If we need to, we've got Kamada, Onuka, Oliver, all right there. We can bring in any one of those 3 to put into that spot. Kamada also makes a good backup for Gennaro there because he's also another good, well, so does Ollie for that matter. Onuka for these 2 and the other 2 for any of those spots. The last video, by the way, to give you an idea how the audio went, we ended up with the weird kind of phase shifted sounding audio again. I had rebuilt a noise gate within the Yeti microphone. A noise gate, for those of you who don't know, automatically cuts off any noises below a certain decibel level. So they don't get picked up at all. And you can set that for what level voices have to, or noises have to get to before the mic comes on. And then once you're already on, how low do they have to drop before it cuts off again? And you can set those separately. And my thought was that we were running into problems with that, and it was just losing the higher pitches in my voice, higher frequencies. The lower frequencies, they travel better. So the mic actually sits off here to the side for me right now. So as I move around, it's entirely possible that my voice ends up not directed at it, and it doesn't pick up as much stuff. So those higher frequencies end up a lower decibel level, and they get dropped completely. The lower frequencies, they travel better, they're less directional, and as such, even if we're out here, there's still a better chance of them hitting kind of the sweet spot of the mic where the gain is highest, because it is a directional mic. I can choose where it picks up, and as such, we're just keeping the lower registers. So we have gotten rid of that. We'll see how it works. The last video was done using the audio from the webcam, which is why it's a little bit more, it's not as clean. It's not bad, but it's clearly not as clean as the Yeti is. So let's see. Our key man is Ibrahim Sinogo. Their key man is Jürgen Sella. Their goalie, it looks like, only allowed 31 goals and less than a goal a game. We're hot on their tail and hope to move above them in the standings. So put a little bit of pressure on them. And we can move up to 6 and leapfrog them in the process. We'd like to get to 6 because that is the Europa Cup position. To get into the playoffs, we need to be at least there. They are going to back off and play really defensive. I was planning on going attacking, but I don't think they're going to push us too hard. I mean, it looks like they're going to sit back a little bit. So maybe we'll bring that back to control and try to maintain a little bit more ball control. We get pushed in. It may take us a little while to work through that. So we don't want to lose possession over that. Our new midfield kind of triangle where we have a defensive midfielder is going to work because he is going to sit kind of here-ish and help keep the ball in to our 5 kind of more offensive playmakers up there. At least that's the plan. That's the idea. Wow. Pick up where we left off. That seemed to have worked. We don't need to do much more. We do have Dave Hoyt in on the right, and we have moved Noda in on the left. Oh, there we go. Pass through to Zeikert. Oh, he didn't have the finish for it. But he's got the speed to break through there if we can make some cuts. Remember, had been our attacking center midfielder. Young guy, 19. And he does have a little bit of speed. He's a little bit rough, a little bit unpolished, but the ability looks to be there. Got it in. Sonogo cleared it out. Another try, ended up wide. I'm not sure why that's a corner kick because they just missed it. That was should have been a goal kick by us. I don't think any of us touched it after that, but we survived it. We can live with it. They are up on shots 6 to. Oh, whoops! We were going to change our instructions. We were going to go. We'll leave that, but let's go control. I think we can turn off exploit the middle now. Maybe we will clear to the flanks. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Oh, that was a nice cross in, but they weren't able to get it in. What has Smets got this time? Feeds it back up to Delgado. Another cross in. Oh, a brilliant save by Pastor, but then Smets gets the rebound. Low angle shot. Manages to put it in. They are up 1-0. See it again. Back out to Delgado. Feeds it into Cajombo. Great save, but as Pastor's getting up, Smets made to roll it in. Oh, super low angle. Nothing Pastor could have done there. Looks like Gonzalo Silva is maybe injured. He was down to 62, or maybe he went into it with a low. Not been good enough. Make sure they know of our disappointment. I think that's okay. Let's give it a try. We only had 3 shots in that first half. I thought that this was potentially going to give us some more shots, to be honest. Putting Hoyt back in here, because he's much less attacking but a much less defensive player, I thought we needed some width if we were going to do that. And so the idea was we would play with some attacking wingers. Because we had what I considered 3 speedy, good players that we could put out there. Oh, did you see that? That was amazing. Oh, my God. Choi Kyung-rock just completely jukes this guy. He broke his ankles on the way past him. Makes a beautiful cross pass across. And I guess it was Bosa that got to finish. Look at that. He had the tackle, but he's not able to knock him down. He just steps behind him, keeps the ball, feeds it into Bosa, who gets a beautiful header. Oh, my gosh. That is why Choi is back in. I thought the old guy was slowing down a bit. We'd kind of started to phase him out. But, man, he just doesn't want to go away. That's why he sells more jerseys than everybody else. Well, we'll have to see. Have to see how that goes at the end of the season. Zeikert got booked. They had a free kick in. I'm not really sure what happened there, to be honest. Free kick in. Sonogo cleared it. But I couldn't tell if Pastor got a hand on it ahead of time. They've been the better team so far, but it's a 1-1 draw. Does anybody need to be subbed? The only one that's played poorly is Pastor, and I don't think he's played badly. That goal that he gave up was clearly not a bad goal. I don't understand how goalie ratings work. They don't seem to make any sense to me at all. Andre can give up 4 horrible goals, and they'll rank him a 7.1. Pastor gets up 1 goal after making a brilliant save, and he's on the ground, and he gets a 6.2. I guess they could say because he was on the ground after it, but, it was a spectacular first save. Oh, come on, guys. Make the tackle. We want to hang on to this. A draw is not, there we go. It doesn't close the gap. We would have really liked to, but they also can't pull away from us. There we go. I don't know that it was disappointing, to be honest, but whatever motivates them. So we sit still tied point-wise with them. We're just back on goal differential. Goalie had a good game. Our key player had a 7. Theirs was a 7.4. Player of the match is Karabalios, yet again. If you look at his stats, he's one of the overall stats. He's considered one of the weaker players on the team. But my gosh, he just plays so well in there. He is a man who is well suited for his role. And 7.5, he made a tackle, 21 interceptions, 14 headers. he just continues to clean up in there. I mean, and his setting's only 12, but his jumping reach is 19, and I think he was 20 at one point when we got him initially. His positioning is only 11. But teamwork is 18. He works hard. He's got good determination, decisions, anticipation, great strength. But, 12, 13, 12, that's not spectacular. Positioning, average to poor really at this level. Nothing's great. And yet somehow it all adds up. He's a good example of how it's not necessarily how high the numbers are, but the numbers in the right ratio in the right places. We've had some strikers where it's been the opposite, where we've had great numbers, and yet they couldn't score a goal. He's somebody without great numbers, and yet player of the match yet again. He's played 22 games this season. He's only had the one player of the match, but he's played so well, passing a 62%, 21 tackles, 702 rating for the season. He had a 7.5 in the German Cup, 7.58 European International League. For his international games this season, 718 in championship qualifying. He's been great. Let's actually look at what he did for us last year too. 31 appearances. He actually got a goal last season, 3 assists, 6 players of the match last year, 5 the year before that, another one this year. He's averaging 4 players of the match every season as a defensive center fielder. And he's probably averaging about a 7.2 over those 3 years. He's just been spectacular. And he played really well for Olympiacos, too. You can see he had 706 that year, too, in 16 appearances. So I just couldn't be happier with him. Anyway, let's leave the match. We'll take our 1-1 goal, 1-1 draw. Lucky to draw. That's the truth. But we'll take it. We will take it. So, end of the day, we're 7th place still. Let's take a look at what we've got left. We've got Freiburg next. They're in 16th. That should be a win. Bremen, they're 12th. That should be a win. Dortmund is 2nd. Probably not going to be a win. Mainz, 9th. Draw or a win, hopefully. RBL, probably a loss. Stuttgart, Köln, and Hertha all should be wins. So, essentially, we've got Dortmund and RBL left. Leipzig. So, 2 losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more hopefully point-generating games. And, we could get a draw in here. We drew against Leverkusen, and they are, let's see, where's Leverkusen? They're in 3rd right now. And we only lost by 1 point to Bayern. So, we're not, RBL realistically is the team that we're worst against right now. That's the team that has our numbers. So, anyway. That's it. We will be back for the season wrap-up against Hertha. And from there on, I don't know what Liverpool's doing. They no longer show a job opening, but they also haven't hired a coach. They just have the manager listed as the interim manager. But it does no longer show up as available. I think probably I might do one of the FIFA World League series. I don't know if you've seen that. It takes every player, every team in the world, and organizes them in a series of divisions based on their reputation, their current reputation. And then you can play all the way up to the best team in the world. So essentially everybody plays in one league, and then you work your way up through the divisions to do that. I kind of think I would like to do one where we take one of the American teams, probably San Jose, which is my local team, and see if we can be world champions. I think that would be that'd be a good time. It's not realistic at all, not even a little bit. It doesn't play on any of the stuff. It takes all the character away of MLS as far as the drafts and the 2 divisions and the playoffs and that sort of stuff. So we may have to come back and do an MLS playthrough later, which we play through more standard, just because the American system for how MLS works is so much different from, say, the European model, which is used most of the rest of the world. It's based more on how NFL works, or some other even soccer, other sports, not necessarily American sports per se. But none of this is completely. it's not completely new to anybody. Like I say, hockey is very big in Europe, and same thing. We've got playoffs, we've got drafts, we've got all that sort of stuff, but we're not used to seeing it in soccer. So anyway, it's interesting. But I'm kind of thinking of FIFA World League following San Jose, and we'll see if we can become world champions. That's my goal anyway. At the moment, I think that'll be what follows this series. We may have a day or two after this series is over without a video, as I kind of work on getting potentially, you got to get title screens and all that sort of stuff built, your intros and your outros and your transitions and that sort of stuff based on what the new team is. I probably don't really need to change much, to be honest. I'll probably still use the same intro, but I've kind of got an idea for a title in my head, and so I'd like to play around with that. So there may be a couple days without soccer videos. I do have another one I need to put out for Torment, and I could do another Torment video or two as we continue to play through that out as well to fill the gap. But we will just have to wait and see how it goes, depending on how busy the rest of my schedule is at the moment. I'm a student. I'm a teacher. I'm working on a big grant for a makerspace for the school. I'm working on designing a new type of program. It's called the Bridge Program, where we bring adults who haven't been in college in a long time back into school, and we kind of get them settled and give them some opportunities. I teach welding and electrical, so they'll get a few weeks of welding, a few weeks of electrical, a few weeks of construction, all while going through some English and math and resume writing and that sort of stuff. So working on the curriculum for that, as well as doing curriculum for the normal programs right now. So it's kind of it's a busy few weeks for me. Let's just say it that way. So the soccer videos may suffer just a little bit due to the real world trying to, help people improve their lives. It's hard to prioritize video games over that. But we'll see. Hopefully we'll get some in. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give us a thumbs down. Let us know what we need to do better. If you have some ideas on what you'd like to see next, let us know. If there's a team you would like us to continue this save with, let me know. If there's a team you would like us to do the FIFA World League with, that maybe you hate San Jose and you really, really want us to see, I don't know, whoever your local team may be, let me know. We can add some more teams to this probably. I haven't looked at it. I haven't looked to see if that database pulls off the giant super mega team where we throw all of the leagues in, like say the Caribbean leagues and the Oceania leagues and stuff like that, which I do have installed at the moment. So we'll have to just kind of play that by ear. But anyway, let me know. And if you'd like to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And we will see you next time. Tschüss!